AMC had an amazing day today. We closed above $50 per share, and that means that roughly 100,000 options contracts expired in the money. So let's talk a little bit about this because I see all of the excitement out there that we could be getting close to the mother of all short squeezes, and we could finally see AMC stock short squeeze. Now it is true. We could potentially be getting close. We do have a little bit of resistance in our way, but I also believe if we start to hit new highs, you and I, the people holding AMC stock are going to be the only ones who hold back the mother of all short squeezes. So I want to talk a little bit about different routes of buying and different people that could be driving the price up during the short squeeze, but most importantly, the fact that we need shorts to cover in order for the short squeeze to happen. So let's jump right into this video, and of course, if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2021 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and man, we are growing our portfolios together. AMC is looking so good right now. We closed above $50 per share. Sentiment is strong. Everybody is bullish. But here's the deal. We could have several different avenues or routes of buying pressure coming in, but we need to pay attention to the shorts. I want to address gamma squeeze or potential options being covered first. The fact that we closed with 100,000 contracts in the money today has people talking about a potential gamma squeeze or at least, something of the sort. Even if all 100,000 of those options contracts were not hedged for and they were sold naked, here's the deal. That only gives you about 10 million shares that need to be bought up. Now, 10 million shares is quite a bit, but we know that the 10 million volume, 10 million shares being traded on Monday, Tuesday, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's not going to change things. We see 10 million shares being traded in the first few minutes of the day anyway on a regular basis. So I wouldn't be terribly concerned with a possible gamma squeeze at this point based on the options numbers we had today. Yes, it's excellent that 100,000 people or 100,000 contracts ended in the money, but I wouldn't necessarily bet the farm on a gamma squeeze. The next one, a potential breakout. This is going to be very big. We've seen lately, and I know you guys have recognized, when we broke out from 38, we rode all the way up to 48. That's a technical breakout. We broke out of 48 just yesterday, and now we're testing $51.50, $52 per share. That's the next level of resistance. So you see what I'm doing here? When we break one level of resistance, it's very likely that you go and you touch the next level of resistance before you've got any problems on the chart or your technical traders decide to sell. If we break new highs, that is exactly what we can expect, is to go, but here's the deal. When we're hitting new highs, the only people who can decide when to sell are those that hold the shares and those that hold AMC stock. Therefore, those that hold would limit the price by deciding whether it's, $100 sounds nice, $1,000 sounds nice. Whatever your decision is, that's what limits the price and causes that level of resistance when there's no technical resistance on the chart. So that is going to be paramount in driving the short squeeze higher and starting what could cause the hedge funds and the short positions out there to cover their AMC stock. So that's one avenue of buying, I should say, that would cause the stock price to move higher and contribute to the squeeze. The next one that I want to talk about is FOMO buying, because this is going to cause a drastic surge higher. Now, we saw this in January. We also saw this in June. And one of the ways that I like to find out if we have FOMO buyers jumping in, because I do not believe that we've got any FOMO buyers at the moment, is I like to look at Google Trends. Okay, it might sound stupid to go out and look at Google Trends when you're talking about stocks, but if the search results for AMC stock, AMC short squeeze, and so on are on the rise, that means that more and more people are wondering what's going on. They're not in the AMC game. They don't know the community like we do. They go out and they Google it. They go out and they search it on YouTube. You can go all these different parameters on Google Trends and figure out what and where people are searching for. So if we see, and you can see too, if you pull up the chart right now, trends.google.com, you look at AMC Stock, you can see it spiked in January when we ran from $2 to 20, and you can see that it spiked drastically in early June when we spiked from roughly $12 to $72. And I believe that it will do the exact same thing again once we run and continue to hit these new highs. And when we do that, when we can see that all of these people who have no idea what's going on with AMC stock, searching for what's going on with AMC stock, that will trigger some FOMO buying. The FOMO buying, coupled with the technical breakout for retail and institutional investors, that's only adding to the demand. Gamma squeeze, okay, maybe a little bit, but those two right there are going to be huge. But the next one is what we really need to keep our eyes on. Shorts being covered. Guys, this is not a retail run-up. This is not a FOMO buy. AMC stock is a short squeeze play. Why? And what's the difference between FOMO buyers and technical breakouts and short squeeze? Simple. Shorts have no limit on where they're going to cover. They are obligated to buy the stock back regardless of how high the price goes. Think about it. If we get a technical breakout, AMC's running to $150. Nobody's forcing day traders, swing traders, algorithms to buy the stock. They can decide, 150, too expensive. I don't want to buy it anymore. 200, too expensive. I don't want to buy it anymore. 1,000, you get the picture, right? Now, same deal with FOMO buyers. They might come on and say, oh man, it's running from 50. I could ride this thing all the way up to 100. I'm going to jump in now. They get in, it's 100. They decide what they want to do from there. They decide if that's too expensive for them or not. Supply and demand at its best between the technical breakout and the FOMO breakout. But when the shorts go to cover, because they are obligated, there is no such thing as too high of a price. There is no such thing as AMC's trading at $5,000 a share right now. I think I'll hold out. It doesn't work that way. It's an obligation. It's a duty that they have to go out and cover that stock. That is where the money's at. It's not in the retail run-up. It's not in the FOMO run-up. It's in the shorts being covered. Now, how do we know the shorts are being covered? There's several different locations that you can look. If you trust the estimated Ortex data, sure. If you trust places like Stonko Tracker, sure. But we really only have this information being reported on a bi-monthly basis. They report it twice a month, and even at best, you're not going to be able to time this thing perfectly. So what do you have to do in that situation? You have to decide as a trader yourself, what do you think is happening based on what is going on? It is nice to look at estimated data like Ortex. They do a very good job of trying their best to understand what's going on based on borrowed shares, based on return shares, based on shares available, and all these different parameters. They do try, but we need to remember that it's an estimate. But the shorts being covered are what it's all about. Guys, if you sell before the shorts cover, you're limiting the price. If you sell because you think that it's reaching resistance at $100, you're limiting the price. Because there is no limit on how high AMC stock can go. The only limit is determined by our temptation getting the best of us and deciding to click that sell button. So I hope that each and every one of us out there, if you're not prepared, you absolutely get prepared to hold AMC, to ride it up, and to not sell those shares and continue holding until, at the earliest, until the shorts start to cover their shares. Now, I don't want everybody waiting until all the shorts have been covered, because then, of course, that's the short squeeze is over at that point. You have to determine right now what trading style and what plan that you are comfortable with to make as much money as possible. And I hope that every single one of us get the life-changing money that we are all here for. So these are some different revenues. I keep saying revenue, man. I got money on my mind, right? These are some different avenues of buying pressure that we could see, but you absolutely need to keep in mind that the shorts being covered is where it's at and why we're here. Now, guys, I want to know down in the comments below if you are holding until the shorts start to cover, until they are covering, and so on, and we will watch this price go to prices that nobody can imagine possible. Everybody out there in the mainstream media are going to be kicking themselves for ever talking nonsense about AMC stock, because we are here, we are holding, and we are squeezing. Guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Join the channel, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. Webull, if you do not trade or do not have a brokerage account with Webull, it is super simple to set up, very easy, and if you deposit $100, you're going to get a couple free stocks just for doing so. They're yours. Keep them, sell them, whatever you want to do. And ClayBro883 on Twitter and Instagram if you want to follow me there as well. And of course, guys, until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.